Hey everyone, welcome! Welcome to an amazing live stream. I'm super hyped today for this live stream. I'm gonna bring you the EU European, that's easy. European, I gotta wear sunglasses for this, guys. I'm gonna bring you the European top 32 A bracket term. There's also a B bracket. It's two of them actually. And it's more than, let me tell you guys how many people play today. This is day 4 of CCGS. Crown Championship Global Series, day 4. I'm super hyped to bring you that. And now let me quickly check, guys. It was actually 805 players today. And 32 of those 800 players have qualified for this bracket tournament here. And yeah, you can see it there, the clan is... the clan, yeah, I'm on the wrong side. I have to switch things, I had to switch everything a little bit because I'm looking the wrong way. Usually I'd look here, which is out of the picture, so I had to move stuff over there so that I look at you guys. And yeah, you can see it's currently filling up. I'm so loud. It's currently filling up, so I'm not exactly sure when it will start, but it should start within the next 15 minutes or so, I guess. So that's what it should be, guys. Here is the bracket. A lot of people in the bracket that we already know. Let me show you the bracket. There you go. So that's the bracket. And you see we're in round 1 of those 32. I can actually... I hope this works. Yeah, you're never sure if it works. Yeah. So I can actually move this here, and you see it's 32 players here in round 1, and yeah, they will play best of 5 if I'm right, and then we'll have the big final over here at the end of this, and they will qualify for the next round. If you're curious how this whole process works, let's put away the glasses. It's in the video description here. It's in the description of this video. I put all the stuff. I can quickly read it to you guys to help you understand the process, guys. So, what it is, my microphone is here in the way, so can't see anything. So how it works is, phase 1 was the Crown Championship Challenge. I guess you guys remember that was when you had to have 20 wins to qualify, so all those people qualified, and we're now in phase 2, which is bracket play, and this is actually going on until, what's today, 27, 26, until 28th, so 2 more days of bracket play, if I'm right. And all those people that qualify in the bracket, they will go to elimination week, which is week of September 5 to 7. September 5 to 7. And then phase 4 will be the top 10, and phase 5 will be the big finals. That will be in November. So that's it for the big plan here. And yeah, as I said, oh holy, plans filling up. Oh, this is wrong. Wrong image. There you go. And yeah, we'll see when it starts. I don't know yet. I can just tell you it's filling up. That's what I see over here, and that's what we see when we load the bracket. It's probably hard to read, but you can see it's almost full now. It's filling up, And yeah, that gives me a chance to show you a replay and yeah, maybe open those chests and say hi to everyone. Are you making a tournament today? Asks Big Mac. No, I'm gonna stream the CCGS, the Crown Championship Global Series. That's what's up today. And it's gonna take about three hours, I guess. Jesse Perez, hey. And Yeli Sigris in the house, Cyberclam. And HBeast in the house, Mysterious Clash and Life is here. Awesome. Fall season. And guys, did you get notifications? Let's see. Okay, we should be ready to go any minute. okay. So... Okay. So, let's just start with opening those chests here while we wait for the bracket to start. The CCGS bracket tournament. How are you, Chief? I'm great. I can't read it. Jesse Perez, hey. Yeah, now my iPad is in the way where I usually read the chat. There's the iPad. I gotta move stuff just a little bit, maybe. Move this over here. Getting ready. Let's open some chests until we're ready. And check the chat. Germans against 2 Germans. Okay. So you can see there are some very well-known people in here. We know them also from Royal Premier League. And so it's gonna be very, very tough battles here. Like we know IGC Wekoh from a lot of tournaments. Then we Azork YouTube, Blink YouTube, Rex Royale. Max Lamenes, awesome player. I just saw him play against Surgical Goblin at Gamescom. And so many great players in this CCGS tournament. Chief, hopefully coming first. Big Mac, are you also in CCGS? That's what we're doing today. And there's Mrs. Scoop! Woo! Mrs. Scoop! Awesome to have you here. Awesome to have you here. Okay, let's go on and open those chests. Oh, I did open the chest. Okay. So... How are you today? Mrs. Scoop! Awesome to have you. Yeah, this is so cool. Until they start, let me show you the bracket once again. So this is the bracket. Oops. So like this. Probably very hard to read. So first, oh, that's not right. Yeah, first we have Mohammed against, I think it's not sure yet who it is. There's no name yet. Rex Royale against Azork YouTube, then Hirntot against Yasin Black Mamba vilhid, then Sam against Ismael Snowden bracket A, Max Lamenes in F there, and maybe I can move this, no I can't. And then we'll have King of Clahs against, let's move this up so I can show you. And then we'll have, after Max Lamenes, King of the Clash, Tigre Vermont, GameOver against Florian, GabiRO against Renak. Then IGC Wekoh will be here, match number J. Then C4Kai against Blink YouTube. Already seen him in the chat here, awesome. Then Alegool against Goteo78, Jack against Sponf, and Flex against 9L. So that's the matchups. And yeah, we're gonna start on top. What the heck? All pools, there you go. But not yet. Not yet. First we have some more time to chat. Just show you a battle here. Until it starts. Okay, how are you today, Scoop? Yeah, how are you? I hope you're better. Not good, she says. Ah, we don't want to hear that. I hope it's better. Pikachu! Yo, bro, you better win, mate. Yes, I do remember your statemers. Makrab Gamer, hey! And Viskamura. And yeah, I'm super hyped for this. Guess we're gonna have a lot of viewers here in the stream. And so this is just a battle here in Legendary Arena. You can see how this giant there goes for the tower. Balloon is not touched. And taking down the Inferno Tower, and that tower is gone. Actually, it's worse. Oh no, Mrs. Scoop, please. My skin hurts so bad. I'm at the laundromat trying not to cry. Ah, don't cry. Just listen to the happy stream and be happy. Yeah, if it was that easy. Easy to say for me. But I know it's not that easy. So, guys, how do you like this Crown Championship overlay? It's kind of different. And I'm still struggling a bit with things being in wrong places, but I hope it's okay. H-Beast is in the house. Dang, I did answer him. Why isn't it displayed? Okay. H-Beast. They don't know what's wrong. I hope they find it soon. That's really bad. If they at least know what it is, that would help. Yeah, you may not know this, but this week, basically every day, there is CCGS Crown Championship Global Series. And it's different streamers every day. And like today, it's me. Yes, it's me. Unbelievable, but true. I don't know how, but it's me today. And I always feel like I forgot something, but I didn't. It looks fine. It just looks fine. Okay. They're still filling in the bracket. So, yeah, I don't know how it's me today, but it's very cool to stream the Crown Championship today for you for Clash Royale. Awesome. How are you, Chief? Teen. I'm great. A little bit nervous and a little bit confused, but great. Let's see. Let's see if they're ready to start. Still filling up. Oh, there is a battle. Is that already one of the battles? I don't know. Dorian versus Rex Royal. Is that one of the official battles? Let me check, guys. Oh, I'm not sure. Rex Royal, no. I don't think so. I don't think it's one of the battles, actually. Because Rex Royal should play against Azork YouTube, not against Florian. But we're gonna watch him anyways. Black VLTN, thanks for the follow. Amazing. Can you make a video on how to set up Streamlabs on OBS? Yep, it's been a while since I set it up. Basically, the only thing I'm using from Streamlabs are those subscriber and follow notifications over there. That's the only thing I use from Streamlabs. Teen, I'm great! I don't think that was an official battle yet. I think that was just a warm-up. Looks like a warm-up, because I think they haven't started yet. As you can see here on the bracket, yeah, let it load. Florian, Rex Royal will play against Azork YouTube, not against Florian. Florian will play against GameOver. So a different matchup there. And yeah, my skin feels like it's burning. Hurts to touch, hurts for close to be on them. Hurts to have a change of temperature. That sounds very, very painful. So that means you're basically naked all the time. How does that work? Did you really sub? I'm sure I have always had 6. Oh, you have the chat box on screen? The chat I'm having today basically is from... How's that thing called? From Restream, because it's Twitch and YouTube. You know, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, as always, on both platforms, and this is the combined chat for both of them. And actually, with the... I always pointing this way, but it's this way. With the little... there's those little red arrows, or purple, and that's basically what the message is on Twitch and YouTube. That's what you see there. So who is this playing here? Is that an official match? Wekoh, Alegool. Wekoh, Alegool. Yeah, that's one of the matches. Dang! Let's spectate. That's one of the matches. Let's see. Holy. He already plays the Mega Knight. And he's pumping. Stevie, shut up. Yo, what's up? CCGS. Here it's Alegool against Wekoh. And that's one of the official matches. Yes, the matches have started. So they play several matches at the same time actually. This is one of them. And then also at the same time Black Mamba against vilhid. So they're not sequential, they're parallel. Okay, didn't know that. Didn't know that. So we gotta select. We wanna see Blink YouTube next. Okay. So, but first let's watch this here. Wekoh is a little bit behind. He's using the Mega Knight. I think it's very risky actually because I don't know if the Mega Knight is really that strong in tournaments. In the challenge it's different because everyone has to use the Mega Knight, but here you can counter it better because you don't have to use it, and that's what we see here. We have a very fast deck there by Alegool, and Wekoh has 2 pumps down though. There's a Goblin Barrel. It's tough for him to counter this with the Electro. It always takes a slight little chip damage there on the tower. I gotta write this down here. 24-0-0. Wekoh 78 versus Alegool. That's what we see here. Yeah, and the miner always destroying that pump. That's very annoying for Wekoh here in this matchup. And yeah, remember those are the best of the best. They all made the 20 wins in the Crown Championship Challenge, and they're now here in this bracket to qualify. Chief, my name is Jayo, and I always watch your videos. Team, that's great, thank you so much. And Mark, hey, I'm German, big shout out to Germany. Liebe Grüße nach Deutschland. Willkommen alle deutschen Zuschauer. Es hat einige deutsche Spieler hier in diesem Turnier. Many German players here in this tournament. I hope we're gonna catch some of them live here. I didn't know it's actually playing in parallel, but yeah, we try to catch as many as we can. And basically now everyone playing here in round 1. Basically everyone playing, so I gotta select who we're gonna watch. It's not making it easier. And so yeah, the first match here lost by Wekoh and Alegool won. And now you can see that everybody here playing. And so we gotta select who we watch. Let's watch Blink YouTube. Is probably almost over. It's been going on for 40 seconds. Black Mamba, vilhid. Max Lamenis. Holy, let's watch Max Lamenis. Okay. He's still playing 3 Musky Battle Ram Mike. And Max is playing 2 huts. A Barbarian hut and a Spare Goblin hut. And does that work? That's very interesting. They still have 1 minute 20 to go. There's the next Barbarian hut. The next Barbarian hut is on the map. And yeah, Mike doesn't like it. Max Lamenis, an awesome player, spamming him here with the Barbarians and the Spare Goblins. And a lot of chip damage already done, but at the moment it looks really even. There's the 3 Muskies, and Max Lamenis doesn't have Fireball, but he has Poison and Log, and that should take care of those 3 Muskies. But there's also the heal spell and the Battle Ram. So nice attack here by Mike. The Battle Ram, I doubt that it will connect, but the 3 Muskies still alive. 3 Muskies going for the Barbarian hut and for the tower, and that's tower for Mike. That's tower for Mike. Wow. Mike just took that tower with the healed 3 Muskies. It feels like old school, but it still works in the new meta, the 3 Musky deck. And yeah, he's not over yet here. He's dropping another Battle Ram to distract whatever Max Lamenis is gonna play there. And only 10 seconds to go. And that's game here for Mike in their first Game. Spectate vilhid game, please. Okay, okay. Let's watch vilhid next. A bit confusing that everybody plays at the same time. So, vilhid. Let's see, vilhid. Then Blink. Did you just see? I think we saw vilhid. Ah, there he is. But that's over. That's not live anymore. Flipboy. Mike. Okay, let's watch the replay here. vilhid. I'm doing you that favor. Let's watch vilhid. Maybe that's better. Black Mamba 99 versus vilhid. There you go. That's this matchup. Crow Dodo, thanks for the follow. Now Black Mamba also playing the Mega Knight. I don't know. The Mega Knight is strong, but it is so expensive, and I'm really not sure it works in tournaments. But I mean, who am I to say? Who am I to say? I'm not the pro player here. They are. Spectate vilhid game, please. There we go. Mike is Spanish. Come on, Spain. He did it. They're in another bracket. Okay, there's the Mega Knight. Let's see how he does against the Bowler. And against this giant deck. He's jumping for that tombstone there. And I don't know. He's very busy. Will he jump at that bowler? One jump at the bowler and he's dead. I think it's very expensive. I don't know. And there's a very strong giant bowler push going on. Countered only by the small knight and the tornado. And that baby dragon. Now also an Electro. So the giant will not get to the top. But there is lightning. Yeah, it's chip damage and the bowler will get some hits at the tower. So that is slight advantage there for vilhid. Is Trimax hosting in Germany? I don't think so actually, because Trimax, I've seen him somewhere. I think he's playing in the tournament. Let me check. I think I've seen him on this bracket. But I may be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. No, I don't see them now. I thought I've seen Trimax, but it may not be true. Oh, he actually got that tower with the Mega Knight. Oh, look at those skellies! 3 crown win for Black Mamba. Wow. Wow, that was amazing. Okay, what do we watch next? Roger B, hey. How many times you will start tournament, Chief? How many times do I start tournament? This is not my tournament. This is Crown Championship. So let's scroll all to the bottom. Seki is going against Blink. Flipboy is going against Mohamed. Then we have 2 matches going on, but I actually want to show them from the start. IGC Wekoh would be an awesome battle, but let's watch Saki against Blink. I can't spectate. Why not? I can't spectate. Spectate doesn't work. So let's try this. Okay, for this one it works. Mikey 104, please. Yeah, let's look for Mike after this one here. It's vilhid against Black Mamba, their second match. And they're currently... Let's see. You can see the stats here. Very fast. Black Mamba. It's 1-0 for Mike against Max Lamenis. 1-0 for Black Mamba. This is their second match. We should have the full bracket somewhere on the screen over there. There's a P.E.K.K.A. He's playing P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram. Still one of the very popular decks. Black Mamba trying to distract that P.E.K.K.A. and he has to use an emergency rocket and goblins. And getting some damage there by the poison. Well played. Very fair play here by both of them. Now, Black Mamba playing the Spellbait and vilhid playing the P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram. There's the Princess. vilhid countering the Princess with a Bandit and trying to counter the pump, but the Goblin Barrel got destroyed. Princess getting a huge value there from that tower. Lock bait, anti-hated Inferno Tower. Says Mark CR. Okay, there's the P.E.K.K.A. It's gonna have a tough time here, vilhid, against Black Mamba. Because Black Mamba has that Inferno Tower. But still, vilhid trying to push there with the Battle Ram and the Baby Dragon. Battle Ram doesn't even hit the Inferno Tower. And the P.E.K.K.A. fighting, P.E.K.K.A. walking to the tower. Good chance for the P.E.K.K.A. No, it's turning around. It's turning around. The Inferno Tower just died. And Black Mamba has to counter that P.E.K.K.A. Distracting him with a Goblin Barrel. Very desperate, very low on health, and the Battle Ram stopped. Stopped last second and it connects. Dang, the Battle Ram just connected to the tower. And the Barbarians, wow, that was a huge damage down there to Black Mamba's tower, so it's looking good for vilhid. And nice counter. He had the barrel, he had the log ready. He had the log ready. Didn't work, and there's another Princess. Trying again with the P.E.K.K.A. Black Mamba has to be prepared to stop that P.E.K.K.A. He's trying to chip damage with a Goblin Barrel. Nice play. Bandit taking out the Goblin Barrel, and now it's about even. There's the Inferno Tower. Battle Ram. Strong push going on. Strong push going on with that Battle Ram against the Inferno Tower and the P.E.K.K.A. Everything going into that Inferno Tower, and now distracting them. Luring them over there, and dang, that push. That push annihilated and just whew, didn't work. Didn't work, but he's coming again, and there is again the Inferno Tower. He doesn't have Zap, he doesn't have Electro Wizard, so but the Bandit finished the job, and so it's a win here for vilhid. And so I actually think it's vilhid. Where was he? Let's check the current ranks. vilhid, where is he? On this chart here. Hard to find. Hard to find. vilhid. Ah, there. It's 1-1. 1-1. Now let's watch somebody else. What about IGC Wekoh? They're already in a battle for 9 seconds. Renak against GabiRO. Let's watch this one. I actually wanted to show you Mike because somebody asked for Mike. I will subscribe if you subscribe. That doesn't work that way. It's the Clash Royale bracket tournament, and yes, you had to qualify with 20 wins in the Crown Championship. Black Mamba against Blink. Let's watch that. Black Mamba against Blink. Why is it Black Mamba against Blink? That's wrong. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. They shouldn't play. It's a wrong battle, isn't it? Blink should play against Zaki. I think it's a wrong battle. Let's quick. A wrong matchup! A wrong matchup! A mysterious clash and life. Bye bye. Rex Royale against Azork YouTube. Rex Royale against Azork YouTube. Rex Royale won the first battle. So let's watch this. Azork YouTube. Okay, that's next one. Rex Royale against Azork YouTube. And in the meantime, guys, Alegool. We watched his first match. He has already qualified for round 2. He won his first 2 matches against Wekoh. We've seen one of those. And he also won the second one. And he's the first one to qualify for round 2. And then also Mr. Keenan won his 2 first battles and is qualified for round 2. That's just the news. That's the news. Okay, Rex Royale. Honestly, never heard of him, but he must be an awesome player. He did the 20 wins and he's in this bracket here. And he already did some huge damage there to that tower. I missed it, unfortunately. There's the Inferno Dragon. Counted very nicely. Snafu, thanks for the follow. The Inferno Dragon will be distracted pretty easily. There you go. And also the Musketeer. So it's a Hog Rider deck against a Miner deck. And the Bandit. The Bandit is very strong. There's the Hog Rider. Bandit crushing into that Hog Rider. And the Hog Rider gets 1 hit though. So it's even, but it's not even in Elixir. There's a Miner at the tower, distracted by those Goblins. The Inferno Dragon very close to that tower. What does he have to counter it? The Musketeer shot him. The Musketeer shot him. And the Bandit going against the Muskie, and the Inferno Dragon is also there, pushing with the Inferno Dragon, kind of unconventional. But the Inferno Dragon going for the cannon too, and the Miner is at the tower. Miner poison at the tower. Uh-oh, Miner poison. Will the poison be enough to destroy the tower? And wow, there's a Hog Rider and a Fireball. The Hog Rider getting 1 hit. And oh, that was super close. He already swung his hammer. And there's the next Goblin Barrel. No, it's actually a Miner. The Miner been distracted, but there's poison and Fireball wins. Very, very close victory. Wow. Fireball wins against Poison. And the winner here is Azork YouTube in this matchup. Amazing. That was Azork YouTube. And so it's Azork YouTube. Where are you? Just checking the bracket where he is. To give you some facts. So Rex Royale won 2 battles. So actually it's best of 3, by the way. And Azork just won 1. What the heck? Did I say it wrong? Did I just say this wrong? Azork won. Okay, but the bracket is showing 0 for Azork. That's weird. Okay, then we have Florian GameOver, FIFU, IGC Wekoh. Let's watch IGC Wekoh next. And I'm gonna check the numbers for you. IGC Wekoh versus FIFU 20. So IGC Wekoh. It's 1-1 between the two. 1-1. IGC Wekoh won 1 match. And his opponent FIFU won the other match. So it's 1-1 right now here in this matchup. And by the way, for fans of Mike, Mike progressed into round 2. He beat Maxla Menace. So Mike is also in round 2. We're definitely gonna check out Mike, the guy who beat Maxla Menace in round 2. IGC Wekoh playing the P.E.K.K.A deck. Both of them actually. FIFU playing P.E.K.K.A Battle Ram deck. SSS Rank Genos, hey! And let me guess, you're in 1,900, 3,000 range. Who do you mean? Make a 1,000 tournament. Guys, this is the... If you want to learn how to play, this is what you gotta watch. Those players, they all made the 20 wins in the Crown Championship Challenge. And this is CCGS bracket tournament. They will qualify for the big final. Some of them will qualify for the big final. Ah, it's so hot with those headphones. So hot. It's too hot with the headphones, baby. There's the P.E.K.K.A approaching. P.E.K.K.As. And usually, like Clash with Ash always says, whoever drops the P.E.K.K.A first is gonna lose. I don't know if it's really like that. I try it and I still lose. But here you see it actually the P.E.K.K.A encounter on IGC Wekoh's side of the map. And that gives him an advantage because the towers held. And look at this, he actually plays the Mega Knight. The Mega Knight against the Battle Ram. And the Mega Knight just destroys that Battle Ram. And that gives him an awesome counter there with the Mega Knight. Mega Knight jumping at that Ice Spirit. And also killing the Bandit. And it jumps at the tower. We see the Mega Knight at the tower. Do we actually see the Mega Knight here as new part of the meta? It's amazing. IGC Wekoh playing the Mega Knight here. Now pushing with an Ice Golem. And the P.E.K.K.As, this time the P.E.K.K.As meet on Fifu's side, which is an advantage for Fifu. And you can see it here. Nice lightning there. And the P.E.K.K.A is very weak, so that gives IGC Wekoh a very strong push. Also that Bandit didn't even have the charge power. And there's the next Mega Knight. The Mega Knight jumps at the tower. No, there's an Electro Wizard. The Electro Wizard can only stop him for very short. Also the Battle Ram is gonna distract him a little bit. But the pressure is really with that Mega Knight. Mega Knight jumping over there. Now finally the Mega Knight has died. Whoa. Wow. And the Electro Wizard at the tower, but it got destroyed. It's very tough here for Fifu not to lose this one. Maybe he can achieve a draw, but I don't think so, because the next lightning at that tower may actually destroy the tower. A log and the lightning. Why is he logging the other tower? I have no clue. There's the Mega Knight and... what was that? The Electro Wizard. And dang, there's the lightning. And so that's a victory here for IGC Wekoh in this battle. And so it's 2-1. 2-1. And now let me check. There is already people playing here in round 2. And actually it's Mike. Mike is already playing in round 2. So let's try to find Mike's battle. There you go, Mike. That's already round 2 battle. Round 2. Sorry guys, this is very intense because they're all playing at the same time. So I'm trying to bring you the best matches. And it's very intense to switch because they're all playing at the same time. So Mike, this is already the first round 2 battle we see here. Mike against Ismael. Mike in round 1, he beat Ismael. And they're in round 2. Also in round 2, by the way, for those people knowing some of the players, Hirntot, a German player, is also in round 2. King of Clash is qualified for round 2. Spawnf is in round 2, and Master Debater against Mr. Keenan are also in round 2. Jesse Alvarez, make tournament for the viewers. This is for the viewers to learn from the best. Today is no tournament, today is Crown Championship Global Series. That's what we have today. That's what we have today. Kojo Gaming, you're so cool, thank you so much. Moist Carrots, thanks for the follow. Boom shakala. Okay, so we see a Hog Rider deck against this P.E.K.K.A Miner deck. And poisoning the tower. Poison can be an advantage here in the long run. Hey, Fire in the house! Woo, Fire, welcome! Nova Daniel, hey! So... yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should show you all the replays. I don't know. It's just so fast. Maybe in the semifinals we'll just show you all the matches. But then you know the winner before we're there. But for the final, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna show you all of the matches. Yeah, for Nova Daniel, of course, he won't learn anything because he's already an amazing player, I guess. Jesse Alvarez, you're so cool. And guys, if you don't want to know how this Clash Royale CCGS works, I put it in the description for you. This is the bracket phase of the tournament. And bam, thanks for the follow. What's the command to request songs? Oh dang, I don't know. You should ask Paula, I'm not sure. Okay, and here again you see the battle, the P.E.K.K.A.s. They meet on Ismael's side of the map, so that means Ismael's P.E.K.K.A. survives and is able to do a P.E.K.K.A. Hog Rider push. But now actually that P.E.K.K.A. there counters the Hog and the P.E.K.K.A. really well. But Ismael still has a slight advantage here. And again he counters this P.E.K.K.A. on his side of the map. And yeah, that P.E.K.K.A. won't get anywhere. But there's a bandit, and you know it, the bandit is very dangerous. The bandit poison at that tower. Okay, bandit just died. But that was a lot of elixir used by Mike. It's gonna be very tough for Mike here to defend that tower in the long run. And this time Ismael drops the P.E.K.K.A. first, and Mike drops P.E.K.K.A. other lane. And he will still have to counter that P.E.K.K.A. So it's basically one P.E.K.K.A. walking left, one P.E.K.K.A. walking right. And Mike supports his P.E.K.K.A. with a bandit. That's gonna take out the Electro Wizard pretty fast. Actually not, because there is the Ice Golem. And there's also poison at the tower. Nice play there by Mike. And the P.E.K.K.A. is almost at the tower. But also the Hog Rider is at Mike's tower. And the P.E.K.K.A. gets a stab. No, the bandit. Dang, that was close, but it was very risky to push all the line, and Mike here lost that one battle. Jesse Alvarez, you can join the clan whenever there is an open spot. Yeah, unfortunately there is no tournament today because I had, or I wanted to bring you the European Top 32 tournament. Renak always lost in Top 32. Ah. So let's wait. Who is next? Let me give you the stats. Vengeance, thanks for the follow. And let me also show you the bracket, how it looks right now. So this is round 2. Round 2, we don't see everything. Okay, it's not possible unfortunately. But this is round 2, and what you see there is Rex Royal is there, and the guy 2PV, I don't know, for someone, it's not showing the name. Then Hirntot plays against Black Mamba. I definitely want to check out Hirntot as well. And Mike, we've seen Mike in the battle. Now, I don't know, they're having a rest. And then Saki against Alegool is also in the round 2, and Sponf is still waiting for his opponent in round 2, and Master Debater against Mr. Keenan. There's Mike again. Mike with battle number 2. Let's check him out. Kleiner Junge, hey. Hi Chief, I'm back. Unknown71, welcome back. So, Mike, does he play the same deck? Ismael playing Dark Prince. Well, that Battleram basically died, and Ismael getting a strong push here with the Dark Knight and those minions, and that's basically tower down. Tower, oh dang, that tower almost went down. One wrong defense at the start, and you guys didn't see it, I'm so sorry. One wrong defense at the start, and Mike's tower is almost down. Kevin Gamer, Nuevo subs, thank you so much. Can you share the link in the chat, please, Fanny? What link? What link do you mean? Yeah, I know that, Daniel. I know it. You're right. You're a great player. We can't see it, dude. I know, Kleiner Junge. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't show you the bracket. I shouldn't show the bracket anymore. The Mega Knight just died. And this is gonna be very tough here for Mike in the second match. Kleiner Junge, the link to the bracket. Actually, think if you go here, you could find it. This crownchampionship.clashroyale.com. I think that's where you're able to find the bracket. Let me also check if there is an easy link to give you. Yeah, actually, this one here should work, I guess. Let me post this link. I don't know if it works. I don't actually know if it's public. There's the link. Maybe it works. It's on Smash GG. There's the bracket. We need that Jane, hey! So there's the details for day 4 of the bracket tournament. Okay, the 3 mask is being killed by the fireball. So actually Ismael, he just needs to defend this, because he can always fireball the tower. There's a battle ram, the battle ram, I don't think it connects, no, the minion horde just destroys it, and it's only 6 seconds, and that's match here for Ismael this time. So it's 1-1, I guess. No, Ismael won. Ismael won. And I guess Mike is out. And bye Citrix, thanks for the follow. How can I watch these bads without watching you? Good question. Find the clan. Fireflash, bye bye, thanks for being here. So let's see. I think Mike is out, if I'm right. Mike is out. Yeah, it's not always refreshed, the bracket. So Zaki is playing against Alegool. It's their first match here in round 2. Let's also watch this one. Zaki against Alegool. Oh, Joe, go home. Avalon is the best. Trainer Rubens, hello. Are you streaming bracket where Loai is playing? Loai, I haven't seen him in the bracket. There's Hirntot, Black Mamba, Ismael, Mike, King of Clash, IGC Wekoh, Zaki, Alegool. And that's what I see on the bracket right now. And the bracket not always up to date. So both of them poker face. And the spellbait deck. He was ready. And now he has to react to the Electro Wizard. He has to use the miner for this. It always hurts me if I have to use the miner to defend instead for pushing, and so here basically this miner just dies, and then also Zaki uses a miner but no way getting there. So 2 chip damage decks against one another, and he has to use the bandit against the mini P.E.K.K.A. None of them doing any serious damage to any of those towers. There's the battle ram and the arrows ready. So this may be a very long match. Are you playing or just watching? I'm casting this. I'm not playing in the Crown Championship. Boy on Xbox, yes, I do remember. Chief, can you do a tourney today? We won't have time for a tourney. Ornate Yay Day. We don't have time for a tourney because we do the Crown Championship. Kleiner Junge, you can maybe make a common bracket. Okay. Princess, always good for some chip damage, and there she goes, hitting the tower, but the Electro Wizard retargets her. And now the Electro Wizard going for Alegool's tower. This is gonna be a very long battle. There's also the poison and chip damage, next Goblin Barrel and arrows. So Zaki is ready. Also with the Ice Blend, this time the Bandit survives, but there's the Minion Horde again. Yeah, the problem really he has here is that he doesn't have arrows. He needs the arrows for the Goblin Barrel, and then when there is the Minion Horde, he doesn't have arrows. And also not for the Princess, so Alegool is making more chip damage right now. Also that Princess supporting there from the back, and there's the next Goblin Barrel. He had arrows for the Goblin Barrel, but the Princess still is gonna do some more damage. The only question here in this match is 2 minutes 40 enough to end the match and not have it be a draw? And there's the next Goblin Barrel, and yeah, arrows ready again. The Bandit won't get there. Miner defending. He tries to get to that tower somehow. Alegool, there's the next Princess. Princess has been distracted, and she's in the poison. Next Goblin Barrel. No mistake so far. This time he saved the arrows, that's interesting. Does he use the arrows on the Minion Horde? No, he doesn't. But the Bandit connected. The arrows were a little bit too late. And the Miner connects. Miner doing some chip damage. 1 minute 50 to go. Still 1 minute 50 to go. And Bandit, all of them just died. There's the Miner. Miner countered by the Princess and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. 1 minute 30. I'm curious if those spell bait, if they actually finish before it's over. The Miner getting a lot of value this time. Now he defends with an Inferno Tower. Zaki kind of lost his nerve. They're playing the P.E.K.K.A, but that doesn't work. That doesn't work because of the Inferno Tower. Also the Bandit doesn't get nowhere. He actually did some decent damage there with the Miner. And now there is Alegool's Miner. Miner at the tower. Miner, one more hit. 422. 420. This is so intense. The next Goblin Barrel. Arrows ready once again. 1 minute to go. Will it be a draw or will it be a win? Miner. Countered by the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And there's Alegool's Miner again. Miner getting some decent chip damage, and there you go. That was a hard work victory for Alegool. But it's only their first match. Do you remember me from Twitch, Avalon? Yes, I do. Also, do you still remember Unknown 71? Of course I do. Now Hirntot requested a match. It's a German player, so we're gonna watch Hirntot next. And while we wait for him to start the match, I'm gonna give you the current stats here. So the first one to qualify already is Master Debater. He's already qualified for round 3. We haven't seen the match, unfortunately. Is it up there? Oomph. Yeah, I don't even see a match for Master Debater. How the heck did he win? But he's the first to qualify. And Zaki has left, and now we see Hirntot against Black Mamba. Hirntot against Black Mamba. The first match was won by Black Mamba. And Vainglorio, thanks for the follow. So this is Hirntot versus Black Mamba. I'm trying to give time code, it's all a bit confusing. We want Rex Royale, kleiner Junge. And Hirntot playing a Hog Rider deck. And well played though, but the Hog Rider gets a lot of damage. There's a P.E.K.K.A. And yeah, Hirntot does not really have a lot to counter that Wekoh. I'm very curious what he's gonna do, especially if Black Mamba puts some stuff behind that Wekoh. And yeah, Black Mamba won the first match. Nice pull of the Hog, but the Wekoh almost got to turn and distracted by the Goblins. And yeah, no hit, no hit, no more hits for the Wekoh. I'm all confused today. When are you starting the tournament? The bracket tournament is already on, Big Mac. It's the Crown Championship tournament. Isn't it in the what the YouTube title says? CCGS Fall Season Bracket Play. Yeah, that's what it says, guys. That's what it says. I just thought it's wrong, but that's what the title of the stream says. I'm sorry if it's a bit confusing because they're all playing at the same time. Trying to keep you informed what's going on. Like Ismael Snow is the first one to qualify for the next round. So trying to give you some context here about those matches. So far we have, let's see, so far we have yeah, no qualification here. Ismael Snow qualified and Master Debater qualified. At least for the big final, we're gonna see all of those matches. If the Royale Lonaten, I have the Mega Knight, that's awesome. Congrats, congrats. I have the Mega, no, I failed. I only did 8-3. And yeah, that's another story for another day. I only did an 8-3 in the Mega Knight. And he's pulling them. I don't know, it works. That Wekoh? Nah. A last second distraction. The Wekoh going for the Knight. Now the Wekoh is dead meat, but there's the Hog. The Hog Rider pulled. Very nice pull of the Hog. And Hog gets no hits. And so Hirntot actually, his tower is in danger. And Black Mamba drops another Wekoh. Like Clash with Ash says, the guy dropping the Wekoh first is the one losing. I don't know if it's true. I drop it second and I still lose. But yeah. So here's a strong push with Hog Rider and Wekoh. And actually Hirntot, he tried to pull them with his Ice Golem, I guess. No, it was actually Black Mamba's Ice Golem. And dang, 3-crown victory for Black Mamba. And that means Black Mamba has 2 wins and will already qualify for next round, where he will face Rex Royal in the next match. So Black Mamba, we've seen him at the start against vilhid. That's who he beat at the start. I wanted to show you the bracket, but it's all so fast, guys. Chief, are you making a tournament today? I don't think we have time. It really depends on how long this tournament goes. People join my YouTube channel. Don't advertise. So we have King Clash against GameOver. And that is their first match, actually. Their first match. 106-22. King of Clash versus GameOver. So, GameOver, he beat Florian, and King of Clash beat Tiger Vermin. And this is their first match here. And qualified so far, Master Debater, Ismael Snow, and Rex Royale. Those are the players that are already qualified for next round. And here in this battle, King of Clash and GameOver, it's their first battle. It's their first battle. Could you give me some tips on battling? The best is to watch the YouTube videos that give advice. And also, yeah, watch those tournaments, because it's really top players in the tournaments. And that definitely helps to watch how they play. And the Mega Knight seems to be very strong. Do we see a new meta here with the Mega Knight? I don't know. The Mega Knight is at the tower. The P.E.K.K.A. was a little bit late. And the P.E.K.K.A. does a lot of damage. I think the Mega Knight also here was a surprise for GameOver. GameOver says well played. Very, very fair play here. Awesome. Fair play. Nice lightning. P.E.K.K.A. dangerous. Will be distracted by only one goblin, but there's the next P.E.K.K.A. And he's playing a very, very strong Mega Knight deck. King of Clahs, and yeah, what is he gonna do to support that P.E.K.K.A.? I think he's able to get the next tower if he puts some support on that P.E.K.K.A. He's defending with the bats, P.E.K.K.A. being distracted. Miner getting some chip damage, but I guess that's okay. He's getting chip damage. I mean, it's totally okay. He's in the lead. And GameOver drops the next P.E.K.K.A. behind. And King of Clahs counters this immediately with a Mega Knight. Mega Knight jumping for the Hawk, but fails. Misses the Hawk. And now the Mega Knight jumps for the P.E.K.K.A. And that was actually fun how that Mega Knight missed the Hawk. It's only 26 seconds to go. The Hawk is faster than the Mega Knight. That's what we've seen here. And the Electro is maybe a problem here for that P.E.K.K.A. Nope, it's not. The Hawk Rider getting one hit, but it's not enough. Game over for GameOver here in this match. Lightning on the King. Yeah, he accepts it. It's over. Nice play here by King of Clahs in this battle. And yeah, but it was only their first match, so it's not over yet. IGC Wekoh has left the clan. Did he lose? Let's see. IGC Wekoh. He lost against GabiRO. He lost against GabiRO. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. This is their match. IGC Wekoh against GabiRO. Now the question is, do we watch this? Or do we... Rex Royal against Black Mamba. This is the first round 3 match. First round 3 match. Rex Royal against Black Mamba, but I don't see them. I don't see them here. No. They haven't started yet. Rex Royal against Black Mamba. That's the first round 3 match. Rex, please. Yeah. Kleiner Junge. If I see him, I'll show him. But I don't see him right now. Let's see. Is he really not there? King of Clahs, GameOver, IGC Wekoh, GabiRO, Bonf, Rex Royal against Black Mamba. Hirntot against Black Mamba. I think they haven't played yet. They're just ready to start. So they should start any minute. Rex, are you ready? Says Black Mamba. There you go. So we're gonna watch the first match here of round 3. Round 3, and that will be Rex Royal against Black Mamba. It's the first round 3 matches. Can you show last matches decks, please? I can. So this is one of them. That's when Mega Knight won. It's actually pretty cool Mega Knight deck. I may copy this one and maybe win the Mega Knight. Who knows? And let's see, not started yet. Then IGC Wekoh against GabiRO. This is the deck they played. Sneak peek, thanks for the follow. Then Il Jaco against Bonf. That's what they played. An Expo deck, but the Expo lost against that. Pretty much a hard counter there with Hawk, P.E.K.K.A. and Lightning. And Hirntot against Black Mamba. Black Mamba had a 3-1 victory with his P.E.K.K.A. Hog Rider deck. That 1 against GameOver. And did we see the match? Did we see that match already? Yeah, that's the one we've seen. No, it's not the one we've seen. No, it's the second one. The first one, bit confusing because they all play. King of Clash won the first one, and King of Clash won this one. So that basically means King of Clash is now qualified. Right. King of Clash should be qualified for next round, I guess. Why do they play a third match? No, GameOver won. I'm sorry. Okay, GameOver won. So let's watch this for a moment. Arjun Johal, hey, welcome. Liquid Sniper, welcome. Keep it guav, hello. Azok said that Drex is cheating. I don't know, they're discussing something. I don't know. And Heathcliff. So, this is the match we missed. Let me play it a bit faster so that we don't miss round 3. This is the second match of King of Clash against GameOver. So it was the same Goblin Barrel match. They usually take a bit long, but this time actually King of Clash played the Mega Knight, and it was hard countered there by that Inferno Tower. And yeah, no way to get there. 1 minute 40 to go. Let's speed it up just a bit. And then King of Clash plays another Mega Knight, again countered by the Inferno Tower. And no hit. And that's basically a good game. It's 1 minute 17 to go. The tower on the left is almost down. Let's speed it up once again until they play. Let's speed it. There's the Princess doing chip damage. The next P.E.K.K.A. Actually the thing is... Oh, that's a nice push there on the right. The thing is actually, GameOver just needs a rocket and a log to win this. And so he's fully focused on defending against that P.E.K.K.A. there, and I guess there's a rocket soon. Also the bandit is not doing much. Basically waiting for the rocket. 16 seconds to go. Thanks, well played, very fair play. And there's the rocket. And the inevitable happens. There's the rocket on the tower and game over. That was the win that GameOver made. Okay, that was very fast. So let's go back. GabiRO. GabiRO is Alegool's opponent, okay. And King of Clash playing the last battle here against GameOver. So we're gonna watch them until we see the first one of round 3. They haven't played yet. You're gonna read my comment or what? Arjun Johal? I did read your comment, don't worry. Jinx in the house! Woo! Jinx! Hey! Awesome! Haven't seen you in a while, I guess. Yeah, it's been 1 week I haven't streamed. Jinx! Awesome to have you here. Unbesiegt. Members never cheat. Das kleine Junge. Liquid X Sniper, I love your videos. Thank you so much. So this is the third battle. King of Clash against GabiRO. And basically for all others, the quarterfinal is set. No, actually one more. It may look confusing. I hope, at least in the final, we will see all of the matches. Rex Royal against Black Mamba haven't played yet. There are mods here, don't worry. There's a Goblin Barrel again. I would like to fast forward those battles here with the spell bait. It's so annoying long. I don't have the nerve to play them. And yeah, there's the next Goblin Barrel log. They get some small minor hits there. The Prince is doing some chip damage. This is something dang, that chip damage. chip damage! Unbelievable chip damage. This next Goblin Barrel with a log, but also a counter log. And this time it looks really good here for King of Clahs. King of Clahs did more damage. And yeah, there's a bandit at the tower. Bandit getting hits. Look at this bandit. Oh, the log. And that's basically it. I mean, King of Clahs just has to poison both of those towers. He can defend that Goblin Barrel easily. Poison is at the left tower and both of the towers are in poison range. So basically King of Clahs can lean back, defend and poison both towers. That's what it is. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub. And there you go. Impossible to win. That means King of Clahs is qualified for round 3. Which is the quarterfinal. And there we see... Oh, now the battles are at the same time. So either we look Alegool against GabiRO or we look Rex Royal against Black Mamba. Both at the same time. We're gonna watch Black Mamba. Black Mamba! Losing! Losing this one. Gonna check if my anime releases a new episode. What, Chief? When will the tournament start? What tournament? Or not? It's the Crown Championship. That's what the title says. The Clash Royale Crown Championship. And it depends on how fast it is. We'll have a tournament or not. I can't tell you. But actually, because they're all playing at the same time, it's kind of fast. Skills by Gaming. Hey! And Black Mamba playing the Mega Knight. He seems pretty confident with the Mega Knight. He's playing it in the quarterfinal. And he also played it first. And the Inferno Dragon going for the Mega Knight. Nice poison play. That poison is awesome. Destroying all the small stuff. But yeah, the Inferno Dragon kills the Mega Knight. And now this turns into a strong counter push for Rex Royal. But there's already the next Mega Knight. The next Mega Knight being attacked again by the Inferno Dragon. But the Inferno Dragon being attacked by the bats. And now a lonely Inferno Dragon going for the tower. The bandit actually connects. But there is also a tornado. Victor, thank you for the follow. And so far it looks good for Rex Royal. Black Mamba plays a graveyard at the King Tower with poison. Poison on both towers. Wow, that King Tower is very weak already. And Rex Royal doing a strong push there with Minor Bandit. Minor Bandit and the bats, and that's tower. And that's game. That's first match here for Rex Royal. And in the meantime, no, it's actually, no, there's also Alegool against GabiRO. We can't see the result yet. Can't see the result yet. I don't know, if we spectate, we're gonna miss the second match of Rex Royal against Black Mamba. Ah, there it is. So actually, GabiRO, he won the first match with P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram. Slider Soul, thanks for the follow. Now, if I start to watch this, we're gonna miss the second match of Rex Royal. So, we're gonna wait a moment. Bam, bam, bam. Unbesiegt Hype, Rex. Rex. This is already the quarter-final, guys. This is already the quarter-final. And nobody won yet. I'm keeping an eye here on the bracket to give you all the news. All the news whenever they happen. And we're getting close to the awesome final match. Still in the game we have Rex Royal, Black Mamba, King of Clahs, Ismael Snow, GabiRO, Alegool and Master Debater. I would like to show you this match, but then we missed this one here. It's Black Mamba against Rex, number 2. I should request some cards. I don't know. It's not really allowed in the Clash Royale clan here to request cards. I had to leave my clan to bring you this. And there's GabiRO. I would love to show you GabiRO too, but I can't. So we're waiting for Rex. Waiting for Rex Royal. Actually, I've already seen Rex Royal and Black Mamba. Maybe we should show GabiRO next. It seems like the Clash Royals just made the game difficult. What do you feel about it? Skill Spy game. The game is very difficult. I agree. It has become difficult. But for some, the pro players, it always looks so easy. Hector Clash, hey! So there is Rex Royal. Rex Royal. No matchup yet. So maybe we're gonna check this battle, GabiRO against Alegool afterwards. I really want to see that. GabiRO versus Alegool. Kozwa D. Thanks for the sub. So, Black Mamba Rex. Will they meet or not? King of Clash. King of Clash against Ismael in the quarterfinal. Yeah, in the meantime I could have shown you GabiRO. I need 4 pads to show you all those battles at the same time. Liquid X Sniper went to eat chicken nuggets, no problem. I hope you enjoyed them. Liquid Sniper, what did I miss? We're in the quarterfinals now. The thing still is, all the battles happen at the same time, which is good and bad. It makes the tourney fast, but I can't show all the battles. Awesome sauce. So I have 2 facts about zombies. Did you know that most zombies live in dead end streets? Dedication. Black Mamba Rex Royal. There you go. There you go. There you go. Rex Royal playing Bandit Miner deck. Inferno Dragon. And the P.E.K.K.A. will burn. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, P.E.K.K.A. burn. Yeah, that's just dead meat. The Inferno Dragon still is in a lot of decks. Dead Iron, I should say. Like, it's a P.E.K.K.A, you know. It's dead iron, not dead meat. We haven't worn the glasses today. Did you do the Mega Knight challenge? Yes, I did. And the best I did was 8-3 so far. The problem is, all the YouTubers publish their videos and it gets so difficult after that. And when it started, I was at work. Rex, go, go, Rex! Kleiner Junge, supporting Rex. How are you? I'm great. Skills Play Gaming. Yeah, that Inferno Dragon can be very annoying. The Bandit gets some stabs there. I think it was the Bandit, or what was that? No, it was the Hawk. It looked like a Bandit with the sunglasses. And yeah, this time the Inferno Dragon slowed down by the Electro Wizard, but the Bandit charges into the Ice Golem, and the the Miner connects. The Miner. Oh, the Inferno Dragon connected and burned that tower. Holy! Did you see how that? The Inferno Dragon's still alive at the King Tower, and it's got a lot of health. Holy! It's not over yet. Black Mamba also damaged Rex Royal's tower. There is a chance. If he had a rocket, yes. But can he get to that tower? The Hawk is at the tower. One more hit. Okay, he can lock the tower. He's still in the game. Black Mamba can lock the tower. But there's a lot of stuff coming his way. And he's defending with an Electro with a minor strong push going against the right tower too. The Inferno Dragon's still alive. He has to play the lock to take the tower to keep in the game. And counts, nice counter there with the Electro Wizard against the Inferno Tower. And he was able to defend. Wow. Wow, that was close. That was close. So Black Mamba is slightly behind. We still don't know the last cards the two play. We don't know it yet. Here's the next Inferno Dragon, and this Inferno Dragon has gotten so much value in this match here. There's also poison going on. Inferno Dragon attacking those small units, and now the Inferno Dragon basically goes for the lightning death. But there's already another one, and it burns that P.E.K.K.A. The minor push so far. Rex Royal is doing a lot of chip damage there with miners. Again, the Inferno Dragon burning that stuff, and it's destroyed by the Electro Wizard. Kaiser Tobias, ich bin da wegen mit Brüder Stefan. Cool, Kaiser Tobias. Long no see, actually. Kaiser Tobias in the house. Hey, Rex, go for it. There is no password, Hector, because it's the Crown Championship. The big Clash Royale tournament. Okay, the Hawk got some nice hits there, but Bandit connects and that's it. That's game. Yeah, he can just poison the tower and Rex wins this match. He actually does it with a miner. And so Rex won. And I think Rex is winner of round 3. If I'm right, Rex is winner of round 3. Yes, he is. Rex Royal progresses into the semi-final. There may be a tournament later, but right now he's streaming Europe. Yes, exactly. It's very early though, it's only 8. So we may do a tournament afterwards. Let's watch the King of Clash against Ismael. And I'm gonna give you the results where they stand right now. 45. King of Clash versus Ismael. There you go. So, let me give you the news from the bracket. Immer wenn ich on war, warst du nicht on. Sagt Kaiser Tobias. So we know Rex Royal has won twice and qualified for the semi-final. Then King of Clash, I think it's still their first match. And GabiRO won the first match against Alegool. And Master Debater still has no opponent. That is weird. Thanks for streaming, Usil Cornelio. You're welcome. It's very cool. It's very cool actually. I don't know why it's not like big advertised when those brackets are. But yeah, it's very cool that I have a chance to stream those bracket tournaments. It's really amazing. And Green Master, thanks for the follow. Executions from Clan Chess. The best thing was 13 rockets. Hey, they both played the Mega Knight. I don't know if the Mega Knight is a thing, but actually King of Clash, he kind of plays like the Mega Knight deck from the challenge. And Ismael plays a Mega Knight with a Dark Prince. I kind of like this deck with the Inferno Dragon in it. That's maybe a deck I will try. I will try some Mega Knight challenges later on. So those are maybe decks I want to try too. Yo, Avalon, did you unlock me Mega Knight yet? No, Isen Batista. 8-3 was the best I did. And Pipili Gonzalez, thanks for the follow. So this is, I guess, the first match of King of Clash against Ismael. Let me check the bracket once again, just to be sure I'm giving you the right information here. And we know Rex Royal already qualified for the semi-final. King of Clash actually won the first match, and he just won this one. So that means King of Clash will be the opponent of Rex Royal in the semi-final. And then GabiRO also qualified for the semi-final. Now we definitely gotta check a match from GabiRO next. And then what is missing here is Master Debater. Has no opponent, that's weird. And who is tugazinho against Il Gacho? They're not really on that list, but they played twice. They're not really in the bracket. Lord Gamer, thanks for the follow. Tugazinho against Il Gacho. I don't see them on the bracket anywhere. That is weird. Like they switched places or there is a mistake in the bracket. I don't know. I don't know. Learn to use other deck. That's not nice. That's not nice. Ninjas is following. Thank you so much. So, the semi-final is getting ready. Ismael has left. Ismael has left. We're getting closer to the semi-final. I don't know what it is with the last matchup. Because I can show you quickly. What confuses me here is this. This here. This is the bracket, how it looks. And what you actually see is right here. So you see up there, Rex Royal is in the semi-final. Semi-final, there you go, Rex Royal. And then we just seen how King of Clash qualified for the semi-final. So he will fight against Rex Royal in the semi-final. And then GabiRO is qualified for the semi-final. We haven't seen a match of GabiRO yet. Maybe we can watch one replay until they're ready. GabiRO. Or we're just gonna watch them all afterwards, I don't know. And then the last one here looks really weird. Like, and we don't even see it. But I see it. Master Debater. Master Debater. So, I don't want to miss the semi-final. So, we're just gonna wait a second, I guess. Larsy boy, is there a tournament? It's the Crown Championship. You see it up here. The Global Series, the Clash Royale Tournament bracket. Top 32. Day 4 of the bracket tournament. 800 players that did the 20 wins in the Crown Championship. Successfully, they battle here. Now, to join this kind of bracket, you have to do the 20 wins in the Crown Championship. So, I don't know what it is here with Master Debater. And who is this tugazinho against Il Gacho? I don't know who that is. William Wegman. I don't know who that is. So round 3 is actually quarterfinal, and now we're getting into the semi-final. I don't know who this is actually, if it's a regular match or not. Because they're not on the bracket. But while we're waiting, let me still show you one of the battles so that we know what to expect here from GabiRO. Here's one of the GabiRO matches. On 38.900, and that was GabiRO Alegool. We go, and yeah, refresh this page frequently, and now it's been updated. No, still waiting. Okay, good. No semi-final started yet. No semi-final started yet. The semi-finals will be next. So, GabiRO, he's playing a P.E.K.K.A deck. And Alegool, he's the one who lost, yes. Alegool played the chip damage deck, the Spellbait. Neto Walker, thanks for the follow. The Spellbait deck, that's what he played. And unfortunately not successful. Let's speed it up a little bit. I'm a little bit worried that we missed the semi-final, so let's speed it up. It's all happening at the same time. But I can tell you the bracket hasn't been updated yet. So semi-final hasn't started yet. GabiRO. We played Bandit Battle Ram. How did he get that tower? It looks kind of tough to get there right now. And there's a P.E.K.K.A. And also the Goblin Barrel. This is gonna be a strong push with the P.E.K.K.A. and Execution and Battle Ram. But there's... oh yeah, there you go. There, the P.E.K.K.A. connected, and that's game. So he's playing P.E.K.K.A 3 Musketeer. And I'm curious if he's gonna play that in the semi-final too. So, the semi-final hasn't started yet. They're waiting for the results to be reported. And yeah, we can chat a bit. Only the winners qualify for the next round, right? Yes, I think it's right, yes. I don't know if it's the winner or if it's only... I'm actually not sure. Shall I ask Supercell? So, it's in the description of the video how the process works. Basically this week we have those bracket tournaments, and people from the bracket tournament will qualify for elimination round next week, and after that there will be a top 10, and then in November there will be the big Clash Royale final. But actually that's a good question. Yeah, Rex needs to win if he wants to qualify. Let me ask Supercell quickly, because I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm gonna ask Supercell about that, because actually I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. Curious. There you go. There you go. Azork left the clan. Semi-finals take some time here to get started. Official start time is 7:45, so we're actually a bit late compared to those times, and the final will be 10 minutes after 8. So that's actually would mean maybe we can even do a 2K tourney afterwards. But it's bad, I need to change the title of the video, and I don't want to do that. Boop, 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 Heathcliff. It's really fast. I didn't expect it to go that fast, but it's because all the battles happen at the same time. And yeah, Rex Roy, let's check his profile. He's on 5,000 trophies right now. And his favorite card is Bandit. It's totally understandable because Bandit is a very strong card. And this is his current battle deck. And his opponent will be Black Mamba. Let's check Black Mamba. Black Mamba, he's not in the chat though, so I can't check his profile. King of Clash, we have to play. They do have to play. The password for the tournament is you gotta win 20 in the Crown Championship Challenge, and then you were able to be in those tournaments. It's actually every day. This is Europe. Then there is North America, there's Asia, and every day there are all those tournaments going on. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Every day. And actually, this is, you see it there, it's Europe Top 32A. There's also a Top 32B tournament today. So there's a lot of tournaments going on this week. Basically, everyone that qualified in the Crown Championship is playing this week to qualify for the next round. Unknown, still here. Cool. Hey Voila, how are you? Voila! So they're chatting, we're chatting, the bracket is updated. No, it's not. And on my Smash side, there's still no opponent. Yes, exactly. It's not showing the opponent for Rex. I saw a post on the app Band and it said you were posting a tournament. Cool, Jay. Yeah, I usually do. Every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday there is live streams and a lot of tournaments. Cool, Jay. But today it's even better. Today it's Clash Royale Crown Championship. And I'm not sure, it depends a bit on how many viewers we have. We may do a tourney afterwards. Maybe a small one. Maybe a smaller one. Because I don't want to change the title of the stream, that's bad. How come you were not in the Clash Royale tournament from the beginning when it started? What? How come you were not in when it started? What do you mean? What do you mean? So, will they start or not? Still waiting. Still waiting for the semi-final to start. The semi-final, let me show you guys the bracket. King Cam, thanks for the sub. So here's the bracket once again. And you can see it's not yet updated. There's the semi-finals there. And it's Rex Royal against King of Clash. But we don't know who the opponent of GabiRO is. Still waiting for the opponent for GabiRO. That's where we're at in the bracket. Unknown. When Clash Royale started, a bunch of YouTubers going head to head to see who's the best player. I was not invited, that's why. Did you get 20 wins? No, Cool J, I didn't. But all those guys here in the tourney, they did get 20 wins. Can you port my game on Smash? GG 2-1 for me, but I don't advance for next stage, next game. Tugazinho. Okay. I got 12 wins highest, I think, says Shine. My highest was 10. I guess 10 or 9. 10, I guess. I think I had 10. I don't know about that tournament, guys, to be honest, because it's all about the Crown Championship today. And we're approaching the semi-final, but nobody is playing. Ilgacho, you have to confirm. Tugazinho. Okay. Mecha Mehens, thanks for the follow. Revlobot is dead, yeah, it's been removed. It doesn't work anymore. Revbot. Bebot is still there, but Revbot. Refbot is dead. I can start Master Debater. Who the heck is Master Debater? Oh, my bot is outdated, okay. Guys, we're waiting. Oh, there. Rex Royal against King of Clahs. The first semi-final has been requested. Guys, let's put that on Twitter. Oh, it is already on Twitter. Okay. That's the first semi-final of the Crown Championship Challenge. Of the top 32 today from Bracket A. It's thousands of players, that's why. 800 players fought in this. Actually, they had a bracket before. 800 players, and then the winners of those brackets, they are in this bracket. That's how it works. And there were 2 sets. So 1,600 people played today. And what we're gonna see here is the top 4 players of probably about 1,600 players today. That's just an estimate. So I don't know. And tugazinho, Ice Wizard. Who is Ice Wizard? Who is Ice Wizard? He's not even in the tournament. That's weird. I'm so confused here. Ice Wizard is not even... GabiRO is in the tournament, not Ice Wizard. What is this battle here? So Rex Royal is the first semi-final. Rex Royal against King of Clahs. Did you start Clash Royale when it was released or later? I actually started when it was released. Risky, welcome to the... There you go! Rex Royal, King of Clahs. First semi-final today. $1,600 people played, and only those 4 people, or 8 if you look at bracket B. So 800, 4 of 800. That's what we see here. Amazing players. Rex Royal versus King of Clahs. Adam, welcome. King Cam, hey, I haven't seen so yet. And bam. And Guy 998, hi, you're cool. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Now, Rex Royal here. This is all or nothing. It's always all or nothing. It's a semi-final. 3 best of 3. Nice push there by Rex Royal, but countered by the Electro Wizard. The Electro Wizard stopped by that Ice Golem. And now has he something to put behind that Ice Golem, or will he just wait? What will he do? Adam, thank you so much. Okay, there you go. He plays an Inferno Dragon against the P.E.K.K.A. and the Bandit in the other lane. I don't think it worked as planned. The miner getting some damage, but that Inferno Dragon will not be... Yeah, it actually is able to kill the P.E.K.K.A. That's a surprise. But it doesn't get at the tower. It doesn't get at the tower. But the miner does. The miner. The bandit going against the miner, but the miner did some chip damage. So nice play there by Rex Royal so far. Do you join other people's clans? Usually not. Am I from England? No, I'm from Switzerland. So, again, the P.E.K.K.A. I guess he will counter... Oh, the Mega Knight! P.E.K.K.A. Mega Knight on different lanes. And nice counter to the Inferno Dragon there. Very dangerous. Look at the Mega Knight. Mega Knight will jump at the tower. Dang! Wow. That's very dangerous. Mega Knight getting a lot of hits there. And there's also a miner and the bandit. And that's tower down. And the P.E.K.K.A. is also at the tower and got 1 hit at the tower. Bad start here for Rex Royal and the Mega Knight. Is it a new meta card? I don't know, but the Mega Knight, King of Clahs, played it again. And it got such a strong hit. And here the Mega Knight going against the Bandit. And the match is over. First match won here by King of Clash with his Mega Knight deck. Very, very surprising. And we're gonna check out the second match. The second match. Where's GabiRO? I don't know. Tugazinho Ice Wizard. Who is that? Yes, Adam. King Cam. You finally switched the camera angle to in front of you? No, I didn't actually. It just looks like, because my game is here instead of there. Usually it's there, but now it's here. So it kind of may look like I switched the camera. I couldn't switch the camera because then you wouldn't see the green screen anymore. It didn't work. Wow, you grew. Kleiner Junge, I came at 1k, now I see 14k. Argentinian, yes. So, where's the next match? We're super hyped for the next match here between Rex Royal and King of Clash. And there they go. That's the wrong ones though. Rex Royal. I don't know where GabiRO is, because he's actually, it's not Ice Wizard, it's GabiRO who should battle. So, I don't know. So, Rex Royal, second match. First match won by King of Clash. I think King of Clash will go again with his Mega Knight deck. Rex Royal playing a Bandit and a Miner. So far, no really relevant damage. And there's another Miner Bandit push. Get some damage with the Bandit. I think he still has the Mega Knight. Stunning Sanchez, thanks for the follow. And Cole Dennis, hey! Wir feuern ihn an, says Spam. Yes! This is so insane, guys. Imagine, it's only 4 here in the semifinals, and it's the best players from 800 players, and those 800 all won the Crown Championship 20 wins. So this is so amazing. Okay, and here's the answer, guys. You asked me who will qualify for the next round, and it's just the winner. So only the winner. 1 of 800 here for this bracket, and it's actually, yeah, 1 of 800 for this bracket, and 32, top 32. 1 of them will qualify for next round. That's the answer here by Supercell. So only the winner of the bracket will qualify for next round. That's tough. I think I never make it. So King of Clash already got another tower there, and it's really looking good here for King of Clash. And yeah, we're all supporting Rex here. Always support the guy that is behind. I give you a subscribe, like, and I send you a request on Facebook. Please accept. Adam, I will. Don't worry, I will. Guy998, I have been a subscriber since you had 500 subs, so cool. Even though you have less than 1 million, so better than Nick at Night and Mode. That's really nice. Thank you, Guy. Guy998, thank you so much. The Pekka, Nick and Mode are so fake. Says Argentinian. And Zoe in the house. Hey, Zoe. You're coming right to the final. The semi-final, actually. Yeah, it's really tough here. 20 seconds to go. Rex Royal, but he's gonna lose the right tower too, and that's match here for King Clash. So we're gonna see King Clash in the final. Pretty sure we see King Clash here in the final. Yeah, and also Rex accepts it. It's over. The dream is over. The dream is over. Unfortunately. And King of Clash is in the final. Wow. Maybe we should try this Mega Knight deck. If you're able to get to the final with this Mega Knight deck, then maybe this is the deck to play. So, and now, I don't know. The second semi-final. Who is playing the second semi-final? GabiRO should play it. But it's always the other guy. Ice Wizard, tugazinho, they play. Yeah, you can be very proud of him, kleiner Junge. I totally agree. Sehr stolz könnt ihr sein. I mean, if you get to the top, to the semi-final and you won the semi-final of 800 players, that's amazing. Wow. Is he in your clan? That's really amazing. Tell him it's amazing. Can you join my clan for just one day? We're all fans of you. Who do you think is going to win the entire CCGS? If you want me to pick a name, I would say Surgical Goblin. He's just so... he's kind of like a league of his own. I don't know. Like, he wins everything. It's crazy. Surgical Goblin, I don't know. I don't know what he does. He wins everything. Ja, der ist in unserem Clan. Cool, Cold Dennis. Amazing. I think it's really, really great play there. So, okay. So, who's playing in the final? Something is wrong here with the bracket. Maybe Ice Wizard tugazinho is in the bracket, but it's not displayed. So we're just gonna wait here. Ice Wizard has left. Maybe this was part of the bracket, I'm not sure. But now is the final, so no more confusion. Tugazinho! Hey, Chief! What's up? Tugazinho! Why does he send me a message? I'm confused here, because tugazinho is not on my bracket, but he's playing against Ice Wizard, both not on the bracket, and so in the final we see King of Clahs against GabiRO. Okay, GabiRO. Why does it say Chiefs up? Unbesiegt for everyone. Really, I think Pompeo is gonna win. Yeah, Pompeo is also strong. It's always like the same 4 or 5 players that are very strong, but kind of Surgical. He's kind of his own league. I don't know. Kleine Junge, direkt beste Werbung. Yeah, tell him that he played amazing. Can you check Rex Royale and King of Clahs profile to see their cups? I can do that. Yeah, if I could. You're not typing though. There's King of Clahs. That's his profile, King of Clahs. With the Bandit Battle Ram, that's the deck he just played. And his profile, his clan. Of course, we don't see the clan now. But favorite card is the Mega Knight. 130,000 cards won, that's amazing. And the other one was Rex. Rex is not in the chat though. If he's in the chat, I can show his profile. Or if he's in the clan still. Nah, he left already. He already left. So, where's the second semi-final? Okay. Okay, they say actually GabiRO started. It's ready to start. Second semi-final ready to start. Waiting for GabiRO. Yeah, there he is. He's still there. Pompeo qualified already. Cool. And Surgical qualified yesterday or the day before. Yeah, we can do clan visits in another stream. I have nothing against going to different clans. Ah, tugazinho is actually... He is actually the opponent here for GabiRO. Okay, there you go. So this was the second semi-final here. Ice Wizard against tugazinho, but it's different on the bracket. Different on the bracket. So let's check what he plays. tugazinho, he plays 3 Muskies. A 3 Muskie deck, that's what he plays. And yeah, the second semi-final will be GabiRO against tugazinho, that is, in that case. The name of my turn, I was trolled. I got 11 wins, only 1 loss on Mega Knight Challenge. Then I got 2 more losses. Cringe for the yeah. And it's kind of... Guys, here's the story. I got 11-3 at least once in each legendary. Darian, thanks for the follow. Click on his left and there you can show Rex's profile. There you go. That's Rex's profile. In Clan Unbesiegt. And I can't show the clan though. And current season. And Bandit is his favorite card. And 51,000 cards won. That's amazing. And here's the clan. Here's the clan. Oh, actually GabiRO is in the same clan as tugazinho and Rex. Wow. Oh no, that's Mike. Ah. Stupid! Dang, of course the clan doesn't work now. Because they're all in this clan. How many trophies do I have? I'm not trophy pushing. On my main account I'm on 4,000. That's just where I rest. Are you doing, bro? Nippon, I'm doing great. How are you? I also got 19-3 wins in the Crown Championship, but still made 20s, is still cool. So guys, here's the story about this Mega Knight Challenge. How I failed. And thing is, when it started, about 1 hour after it started, or 2 hours, I had lunch break, okay? So I tried it at lunch break, the Mega Knight Challenge. It was fresh and it was so easy. I made 6-0 in no time. It was so easy because basically nobody knew how to use the Mega Knight, so it was really easy. Then I had to go back to work. 5 hours later, my 6-0 turned into a 6-3. And the thing is, it was a totally different game. Because in the meantime, all the big YouTubers had published their how to win videos, so everybody knew what decks to expect and how to counter them. So it became totally more difficult. And so I failed 6-3. And then I also tried some of the decks, and now the problem is everybody knows the deck. So it's become so difficult and people know really how to play the Mega Knight now. And I would actually like to see new videos on how to play it now that everybody knows how to play it. The best I did is 8-3 by now. So I haven't got it yet. Whenever I lose, like when I lose at 8-3, I kind of tilt. And then I lose 0, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, and then I stop. But I was on 8-3, that's my best so far. So guys, I'm just telling you stories here while we wait for the big final. No, actually the second semi-final. tugazinho against GabiRO. Okay, why wasn't that displayed? There's the result. It wasn't displayed. That's the match, the semi-final match. I keep switching streams, says Heathcliff. When we'll join other clans because I'm on school Monday through Friday. I don't know yet. Sorry, I can't tell yet. This was really weird. All of a sudden there is the results, but we missed the match. But we're still gonna watch it, guys. So don't look for the results yet. We're gonna watch those matches. So GabiRO, he played a battle ram and he got a lot of value out of that bandit battle ram push there. And actually he countered the Lava Hound really well there with the other lane push. And that Lava Hound will not get a lot. There's a fireball, but there's also a lot of different small stuff there to counter this. So very great start here in the first match for GabiRO. Adam won the Mega Knight Challenge. That's amazing, Adam. That's amazing. And we're at. Thanks for the follow. And then again, GabiRO pushed with a Battle Ram Bandit. This time the Battle Ram was stopped. Battle Ram seems to be still very, very successful. It's still a big part of the meta. Mr. Travacos, hey Avalon, how are you? I'm great, how are you? Royale, where are you from? I'm from Switzerland. So this is the second semi-final here. tugazinho against GabiRO. And there's another battle ram. Again, he countered that Lava Hound. And there's a lot of stuff going against that Knight. And so the Bandit connects. Nice push there with Battle Ram Knight. That Lava Hound will have a tough time there against that Electro Wizard. But there's a balloon. The balloon is poisoned. The balloon, will it get to the tower? Nice push there with the balloon. Balloon gets one bomb down. And then the death bomb. Wow. And now GabiRO wants to finish this. He pushed right lane with the Bandit. But wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. Very close matchup here. tugazinho there. Right tower is actually in poison range. And GabiRO doesn't have... tugazinho doesn't have enough damage on the left tower yet. He really needs to get one more balloon there. But that Lava Hound is not getting anywhere. And with only 3 seconds, this match is over. So that was the first semi-final. The first match of the second semi-final. And we're jumping right into the next one. tugazinho versus GabiRO. That's the semi-final. Do you trust me? Just for curiosity. I don't know you. I only know you from the stream. What I feel like with Mold plus Nickel Knight with I feel like about you Avalon equals. What I feel like with Mold plus Nickel Knight and with I feel like about you Avalon equals. I don't really understand it fully, but thanks anyway. So, GabiRO won the first match, if I'm right. And this is the second semi-final. Pekka not getting anywhere. Zachary, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. There must be many follows that I missed. Yeah, so many. Junior Prisu, thanks for the sub. King Cam, thanks for the sub. Hosua D, thanks for the sub. Shino, thanks for the sub. And then Zachary, Matthew Royale, Patata, Jake, Iris, CKS, Rabarbarazen, Weirad, thanks for all those follows. I have no clue what some people comment me at times. It's cool, Jay. Love from India. Hey, a lot of love back to India. A lot of love back to India. Ah, now I get it. Ah, what I feel I'm equals. Ah, now I get it. Okay. Thank you so much. If you come to Portugal, I'll show you if I'm trustful. Yeah, I would love to get to Portugal. It's been a while I've been there. Can I help you? I'm also Indian. Hey, big shout out to India. Big shout out to all the Indian viewers. So, tugazinho is actually doing really well here. And I missed it because I was chatting with you guys. And there's a battle ram by GabiRO and the miner. Wow. And they're already in overtime, so... Travacos. Chief Patent, beautiful rocket. Fidget spinners. So here's the last one. In the semi-final. Last one in the semi-final. Tugazinho against GabiRO. I guess we're gonna have the next 2000 gems tourney on Monday. Tricks to earn gold faster. Challenges. Play challenges. Throw them out of the window. Okay, GabiRO plays a battle ram. Nice counter. But the bandit, see, the bandit is so dangerous. And so the barbarians actually gets hit. So this bandit battle ram combo works really well. Wow, look at those barbarians. 304. That was very unfortunate. Broke mine into 20 pieces. GabiRO! That was tough, but tugazinho has 2 elixir pumps down, so he has an elixir advantage, but a tower health disadvantage. And GabiRO poisoning the pump. Mirage known, hey! And there's the 3 musketeers, none of them has lightning, but GabiRO has poison. And what is he gonna do about those muskies? Nice push there with muskie and minions. And the miner, but yeah, there's also that Mega Knight there on the left lane. And tugazinho just got a tower. And now that Mega Knight is jumping at the tower together with the bandit, and that's tower down. So it was an excellent push, but taking a lot of risk there, and now he's 2 towers behind. That's gonna be a very tough comeback here for tugazinho if he wants to win that. So he's going for the 3 crown. He's trying the 3 crown with the miner at the tower. And he defends with the bandit. And attacks with the bandit. Miner at the tower and the battle ram to distract. They're not getting at the tower. Wow, what a defense. What a defense. The only sad thing is that they're trolling each other there with the faces. But never mind. The miner is at the tower, 24 seconds to go. tugazinho trying to get the 3 crown win. But GabiRO defending. GabiRO defending. No 3 crowns here for tugazinho. So the final, I already say it. The final will be GabiRO against King of Clash. That will be the big final. Wow. So, we're getting to the final. The final. Why is there 2 dark shadows in the battle? What? Great match. Can I help you? It's made of metal. Yeah, that will be very hard. So, the big final here. Good cook. Mirage, no. So, the final is gonna be GabiRO versus King of Clash. And let's tweet that. Let's tweet that. Okay, we're ready. Should I stream it on Twitter as well? I don't know. Or just record the final. Whoever wins goes to LA? Not yet. Not yet, actually. First they have to play the elimination. The elimination will be next week, I guess. It's all in the details of this video, actually. There will be the elimination phase, and then there will be the top 10 players. And then there will be the big final in November. And I don't know, shall I stream this again tomorrow? No, I don't have time, unfortunately. But we will have another stream on Monday. And we'll have a 2000 gems tourney on Monday. I was away this week, so I couldn't do it this week. But I hope to be back. We had such a hyped Monday last week, and it was kind of sad I wasn't able to stream. But then I also wanted to bring you, like always, like when I wanted to bring you the Royal Premier League battles. which is really amazing stuff. And also, of course, Clash Royale Crown Championship. It's amazing to be able to stream that. And so I want to bring you guys this awesome content here. And so that's why we're not having a tournament. I'm fine with that, because I think the regular viewers will enjoy the high-level gameplay as much as a tournament. You gotta win it. Bola with the emote. I don't have it for much longer though. My clan is King's a King. 1000-degree fidget spinner. Excessively cursing, harassment isn't allowed, but BM in-game is... Holy, what happened? 1 million views. I'm sick. Oh, I hope you get well. Stream on Twitter. Why not Insta while you're at it? I can't! Heathcliff. I can't stream it on Facebook. I would love to stream it on Facebook, but yeah, somehow it doesn't work. I need to set this up, really. I haven't set it up. And why didn't it work? I tried it once, but you have to set up the link. Ah, I can't restream to Facebook, that's why. I can stream to Facebook, but not at the same time as I stream to YouTube. I can't. I don't have that license on Restream. Plaza from Poland, hi! Nice people. TD Guru, nice goggles. Still a little bit confusing. Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, tugazinho has left. What happened, guys? Did we miss the drama? Is there drama? Let's see. So, we had tugazinho against GabiRO. GabiRO won though. And then tugazinho asks, Admin! He says, Admin, is BM allowed? And GabiRO says, OFC. OFC, lol. I can BM as much as I want to, he says. And the moderator says, yes, it's allowed. Confirm. Okay. But it's still rude. Yes, it is still rude. GabiRO laughing. One admin said, me, BM isn't allowed today. One player is DQ. Disqualified for BM? Okay, it is. It always was. Excessive cursing, harassment isn't allowed, but BM in-game is. Okay. So guys, now you know the rules. Cursing, harassment, don't do it. BM in-game is allowed. Okay, KYS, BM with counter. Okay, we're waiting for the big final, guys. GabiRO against King of Clash. That will be the big final. They're getting ready. And GabiRO is here. King of Clash is here. Some other people are also there. Lysander is here. That's Royale.com. Okay. So, waiting for the final. Waiting for the final. You don't want to miss it. Whenever I started watching something else, you missed it. So I think I'm just gonna read the chat and chat with you guys. GabiRO, I want to join your clan, please, says Mirage. No, he is completely. Can you play Shine by Spectrum? Never heard of it. ChiefAvalon, the best player in Poland is Wekoh. Never heard of him. Sorry. Hi, can you call my name or shout out? HIT. Hope I said it right. Hey, be nice with Cheyenne. It's a year since we spoke. Bola is very relevant. Our smart boy Bola. Anyways, it was fun talking. I'll try to get back here soon, but I need to go. Okay, bye-bye, Bola. It's only the first in the next round. Yes, exactly. Zapbait Lover. Only the winner of this bracket tournament will be in the next round. And yeah, it's gonna be either GabiRO or King of Clash? Bro, you're awesome. Naveen Harty, thank you so much. You have all the legendaries? Yes, I do on my main and my mini, but not on my level 1. I have 3 accounts. Mirage, I definitely gotta love you for answering so many times. Yeah, why not answer? We're just chatting while we wait here for the battle to start. Only the first place is getting to the next round. Gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah, me too, after the final. We're waiting here for the final. He's paid to win. Okay. That's okay though. Chief, can you play Shine by Spectrum? I don't know what it is. Diane. You're only relevant to Avalon and Ash. Yes, you are. You're very relevant. Guys, let me show you this here. If you haven't seen it, I really like this. Why is it so small though? What the heck? Again, let's start this again. If you don't want to miss tournaments or live stream, this explains you exactly how to do it. Subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so that you get notified when there is a new video or live stream. And that's it. Very easy. You'll get notifications when a live stream starts or when I post a video. I'm gonna try and stay here as long as I can before my signal cuts out. Okay. So I'm waiting for the final. We're waiting for the final. Or is there a time? Let me check. Do they announce a specific time just for the final? Specific time just for the final? No, we're actually later than that already. So I think they would just start. When they're ready to go, they just start the final. Voila, being responsible, yeah, hopefully. Steve, do tourney for 100 and show 5 top decks. I think that's a good idea. I'm Portugal where they drive on the wrong side of the road, if you know what I mean. Ah, yeah, of course. In England, they're on the wrong side of the road. You gotta win. I'm not playing the final. So, where's that final? Anybody here? It's all so quiet. It's become so quiet. Me. Of course, okay. Okay, they're still there. Oh, not late. Damn it. Typo. Good luck. I think we're not allowed to chat, but I think a good luck should be okay. A good luck should be okay. Thank you. Congrats for getting here, Avalon. Thank you so much, GabiRO. King. King. Why does he say king? Good luck, guys. They don't want to play, I guess. They're afraid. Dang, I would be so nervous. Why did he go to Portugal? I guess he went for vacation. What's the time over here? It's 8:45 in the evening. It's where most of my family is. Ah yeah, I forgot. True. Yeah, Surgical made it, I think. Yesterday or the day before he made it. There is no password. The password basically was to get 20 wins at Crown Championship. That's what it is. Where's my headphones? Should have met up with Avalon and gone to the USA. Yeah, that would have been cool. The Rumham! Hey! The Rumham! Thank you for the follow! Thank you so much! Serge is auto-qualified, but he played the qualification nevertheless. Rumham! Awesome! Congrats on making it here, everyone besides Bolancha. Top 2 from each region are automatically in the fall phase 5. Into fall phase 5. Cool. Rumham in the house! Huge fan. Yeah, me too. Me too. Rumham. Awesome streamer. The Rumham. Let me quickly. Oh. We're still waiting for the final. DVLM, thanks for the follow. The final. That's what's next. Dang, did I just... That's weird. I just clicked the wrong button. Just a second. Oh, there you go. Okay. I just unfollowed the Rumham by mistake. I wanted to make sure I follow, and it's so confusing. I unfollowed by mistake, but I refollowed. Crazy. Let's go, King of Clash. There you go. The final is about to start, guys. I think he did the 20-win challenge because why not? Yeah, he did. He did. And I think I've seen him play the bracket. And he also won the bracket. And he won ESWC. This guy is like totally in another league. It's crazy. Here's the final, guys. Let's get going. The final is started. There you go. The final. Hey Bola, you should watch my videos, Bola. I read that. You should have watched my US videos. Chris C, I just hosted and you missed it. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. And I'm not sure. I may have missed hosts. I'm sorry if I did. Somehow hosts are not showing on my screen. I don't know. Actually, there it is. Chris C hosted. I see it over there. And all the follows. I see that. Okay, but now let's get into the battle. The Rumham is an awesome streamer, guys. He's currently watching on Twitch. So, please, everyone that follows me, also follow the Rumham. Or Rumham. Awesome streamer. Check him out. So, this is the big final here. GabiRO against King of Clash, guys. And never forget, it was in this bracket today, 800 players. They all won the Crown Championship. They all did. The 20 wins in the Crown Championship, and then they were in the bracket against 800 other players in just this bracket. There's many brackets going on every day, and so those two players, they beat them all, and now it's GabiRO against King of Clash. And we've seen King of Clash playing his Mega Knight deck, and he was very successful with it in this tournament here. King of Clash, yes, and GabiRO plays the P.E.K.K.A deck and with the Bandit and the Battle Ram, and he was very successful with that. So there's the P.E.K.K.A. There's the P.E.K.K.A by King of Clash, and the Inferno Dragon. Countered, of course, by the Electro Wizard. And then GabiRO speeds it up a little bit with that P.E.K.K.A there. But the P.E.K.K.A countered on King of Clash's side. And unfortunately, the Electro Wizard just died, so that Inferno Dragon will survive. And the P.E.K.K.A. just died. I wanted to say the P.E.K.K.A. survived and that Inferno Dragon will not get anywhere, but there's a Battle Ram, and usually he also plays a Bandit, but this time he doesn't have enough elixir to play a Bandit. They're at the tower. At the tower, very close matchup here. Nice defense there by King of Clash. And stop that Bandit right on time with that big guy P.E.K.K.A. there. Now it's P.E.K.K.A. against P.E.K.K.A. once again. P.E.K.K.A. and the Electro Wizard in the poison. He will distract that P.E.K.K.A. There's a Battle Ram right lane this time. And there you go. There's the Battle Ram Bandit. And there's the Mega Knight. And the P.E.K.K.A. get hit. Got 2 hits at the tower. 3 hits at the tower. Oh man. King of Clash in trouble there with the P.E.K.K.A. getting 3 hits at that tower. And there's the tower down and GabiRO wins the first battle of the 2. Wow. Wow. It looked so close. But then all of a sudden GabiRO had that P.E.K.K.A. there. And that P.E.K.K.A. got 3 hits on the tower and that was game. And King of Clash with the Mega Knight, he just used too much elixir and he couldn't really defend anymore. Wow, that was an amazing match here. What an amazing match, and that's a deck they played, but it's best of 3, so both of them have one more chance. And while we're waiting here, I'm gonna read the chat. The Rumham! There's a late AM broadcast in Spanish. Cool. I think King of Clash going to make it. Okay. Snafu! I failed on 18 wins. Don't worry, I failed on 10 wins. And Clapper just won the Mega Knight challenge. Cool. Voila saw some of my videos. That's amazing. You should watch them all. The USA vlog videos, they were so cool. You should watch them. And they're already ready for the next match. This is the big final and they're in. They're in the final match. Either it's gonna be the big comeback for King of Clash, or it's gonna be victory and qualification for GabiRO. So King of Clash here starts with a Knight. Kind of careful there. Good way to play. Bandit and Knight face off in the center at the bridge. And yeah, King of Clash leaking elixir there, really waiting to see what GabiRO does next. And GabiRO again plays the Battle Ram at the bridge with the Electro Wizard. And again, King of Clash taking a lot of damage because his Mega Knight wasn't ready. And now his Electro Wizard isn't ready to counter that Inferno Dragon. But at least his Mega Knight may actually get to the tower. Maybe. But King of Clash also has to counter the Inferno Dragon. Is locked to the tower, burning that tower. And the lightning, dang. But look at this, the Mega Knight in the meantime got the tower. Mega Knight Bandit got the tower. And now King of Clash is at the King. The Bandit doing damage there. Wow. So that looks actually really good for King of Clash, but he has to defend against the Battle Ram once again. This time defending with the Executioner. The Barbarians going for the Executioner. And Executioner shuts them down. And now King of Clash pushing for the King Tower with the Knight and the Bandit. And the Miner. And the Miner. And the Bandit is at the King Tower. Look at those hits by the Bandit. Wow, that King Tower is almost down. 792 on the King Tower. Wow. Wow. And now King of Clash, he has to defend the next Battle Ram P.E.K.K.A. push. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a Battle Ram. This time it's in the other lane. So it seems King of Clash is very confident to get that tower in the right lane. He still has 1 minute to go. And so he tries to push left lane, and actually his Bandit connected just once and also one Barbarian. And now he's burning that P.E.K.K.A. But there is also a Bandit, and that Bandit will not connect to the tower, but almost. But there's poison. And there's the Battle Ram push, right lane. This time only one little Electro Wizard trying to stop that Battle Ram push. And there's also Bandit. Will he get that tower? 19 seconds to go and tower down. Tower down. But the thing is, the miner there doing damage at the king tower. That king tower is almost melted. And the next bandit is there and didn't charge into the tower, but he's poisoning the king tower. And King of Clash just has to defend there against another bandit. And he does that with another Electro Wizard. Now, who poisons first? This is actually the next miner. And he get one hit. And there's the battle ram. King of Clash really has to be careful here not to over push. He's again able to stop that push. And now he's poisoning the tower. And that's gonna be victory here for King of Clash. Well played. Awesome comeback by King of Clash. And we're gonna see a third match here in that final. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 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 My ear sounds weird. Okay, now in the meantime, let me check the chat before the third battle happens. I keep failing Mega Knight Challenge at 9. Yeah, 8 is the most I did. And then I'm always unlucky somehow with weird opponents and stupid mistakes. I don't know. So, the Ramham, is he still here? The Ramham, awesome, awesome YouTuber, awesome streamer, guys, check him out. Then the stream would die. What? Every message dies. When? Well, I will always live. What? Okay, okay. Mirage, bye bye and good night. Thanks for watching. Immer diese Pekkas, everybody plays Pekkas. It's so annoying. You kind of have to play the Pekka because everybody's playing the Pekka. I'm gonna try Ash's deck. I did try Ash's deck. The problem is everybody knows it and they counter it really well. So it's not that easy. Heathcliff. Anyone needs an esports clan? Join SG Esports. We currently have a couple spots open. Daily tournament hosted by Key and myself. That's Mr. S. Spider. Mr. Spider. So there's the next match. Execution. That was an E-Wizard, you idiot. Oh, did I say the wrong name? That can happen in the heat. That can happen in the heat. Did I say Executioner? The Electro Executioner. It's an Electro Executioner. Barin, my clanmate for over a year. Cool. Okay, let's see. We're in the third match here. Who is the winner of this big final? GabiRO this time playing a Lava Hound. And King of Clash, I think he didn't switch deck. I think he still plays the same Mega Knight deck that he played before. There he plays his balloon. He's kind of lucky. No, he's unlucky because the Electro Wizard's taking down the balloon. And that doesn't do much. It's actually a smart idea to play a heavy air deck against the Mega Knight deck that King of Clash always plays, but I'm not sure it will work. King of Clash already did some damage there with the miner. The problem with GabiRO's deck is also that it's weak on ground. So I think when King of Clash, when he plays his Mega Knight or his Bandit like you've just seen, it's so difficult for GabiRO to stop him. And then he also has that Electro Wizard to basically shut down the air pushes by GabiRO. So I like the idea, but I think he's gonna have a very tough time trying to win with Lava Loon against King of Clash here in this matchup. So first of all, actually that was cool, the Electro Wizard, the execution. No, the Electro Wizard was killed. And the balloon getting to the tower this time, that looks good here for GabiRO. And GabiRO is also gonna get a tower. So it's tower for tower right now. And then the balloon going for the king. But the Electro is shutting down the balloon. But the balloon got some nice hits there at the king tower. So will it finally pay out? Very risky selection here, playing Lavaloon against King of Clash. Decks that don't really match well against each other. One on ground, one on air. Heavy on ground, heavy on air. So will that courage pay out here for GabiRO? And yeah, he got another tower. Look at this. That is amazing. And he leaves basically King of Clash without a chance here in this battle. That's a big surprise. Awesome big surprise here. And GabiRO wins. And that means GabiRO is the big winner of this bracket. He's the winner of the Crown Championship bracket today. Day 4. There's another one tomorrow that will be streamed by another awesome streamer, not by me. Tomorrow is Sunday, so that's my family day. So I will not be streaming it, but I'll be back on Monday. And on Monday we'll have another 2000 gems tournament. So let me quickly read. Let me quickly read the chat. What's up? Die Mod, call it. King of Clash. I'm gonna try King of Clash deck. Balance I can handle pump well. I will also try it actually in the challenge. King of Clash deck, I really liked it. Show deck lists again. The Ramham. Do you mean this one here? This is the deck. So actually that Lavaloon deck, that did excellent. And by the way, King of Clash, he also switched. This time he didn't use Mega Knight. He always used Mega Knight before. Let's quickly check all of those decks. So let's see. So those are the 3 battles. In the first battle, those were the decks. In the first battle, we've seen King of Clash with something he played all along. The Mega Knight and P.E.K.K.A deck with the Miner. Very awesome deck, and I will try that. And the reason I will try that is I can't handle the pump. I tried Ash's deck with the pump, but I can't handle the pump. So maybe this deck is better for me in the challenge. So that's number 1. And then in the second battle, King of Clash played the same deck, I think, and GabiRO played the P.E.K.K.A Battle Ram. So let's compare this to this one. Yeah, so he both actually played the same deck in the second match, and in the third match there was this big surprise where GabiRO played the Lavaloon deck with the Inferno Dragon, and King of Clash played something else, another deck. It didn't play the Mega Knight this time, which is a big surprise. It's a very similar deck, but no Mega Knight. Actually, he took out the Miner. No, it just took out the Mega Knight and replaced it by an Ice Spirit. That's how it looks. Wow. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. GabiRO, congrats for winning. Woo! GabiRO, awesome. Well played. Awesome. Show GabiRO's profile. Yeah, let's go. Let's show GabiRO's profile. There he is. Thank you for streaming, Chief. Shino Samuel, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed this Crown Championship stream. It's not my usual tournament. Usually we do those 2K tournaments, but honestly, I also enjoy tournaments. Streaming those brackets is a lot of fun. It's RPL or Crown Championship, and just bringing you those high-level players, that great content, that's certainly a lot of fun. NitQ in the house, hello. GabiRO, yes, thanks Chief. When are you going to stream the CCGS again so I can come? Cool Jay. I don't know yet, because there is another bracket tomorrow for Europe, but I'm probably not gonna be able to stream that one. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't registered to cast it yet, because yeah, you know it, Sunday is family time. Call me Gabby, not GabiRO. Okay, Gabby. Congrats, Gabby, for winning the tournament. Awesome. And Berin is here. Hey! GabiRO, I will see you in phase 3. Awesome. So this is Gabi, that's the name. He's at 5,003. Guys, remember, never forget. Today it was about 800. Let me give you the correct number here. So, the total matchup here was 805. In only my bracket tournament that I cast, 805 people played. And they were distributed into different brackets. They played those brackets. It started actually about 5 hours ago, so that's also a lot of time invested. And they played those brackets, and only 32 people from 800 were in this live stream here when we streamed those brackets, this bracket. And one of those 805 is Gabi. That's an amazing achievement. Congrats so much, Gabi, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to see you in the next phase of the tournament. That's really amazing. I wouldn't worry about the BM too much because those guys, they know each other anyways. So it's something else. Luca, wer kann hier Deutsch? I speak German. Onza, CR, hey hey. Bellikin. Berin, you will get BM'd like Royal. Voila is back. Gabi, thanks Chief. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the elimination phase. And yeah, let me also check this, guys, if you don't know. The elimination phase. How this goes on. So there will be... let me quickly check. I don't have it here. I have to check over there. So... this was day number 4. 26, so there will be more tomorrow. Actually, I could cast it tomorrow just from the availability. But yeah, I don't know if it's compatible with the family. And then Monday. And then after that, the next phase will start. And the next phase, it's here. Phase 3, Elimination Week. That will be September 5th to 7th. In Elimination Week. I don't know exactly how it works, we'll see. And then phase 4 will be the top 10 players. That will be September to October. That's a longer phase. And then in November, there will be the big finals. Wow. I'm super hyped for that. Ultra Cacadia in the house. Hey. Liquid Sniper, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Actually, Gabi is the one who is really awesome. So, here's the profile, guys. I'm talking too much. He's got 8,332 legend trophies. He's on 5,850 trophies in best season. And currently on 5,300. 5,800 trophies, wow. His favorite card is the balloon. So that tells us that Gabi, he definitely already practiced a lot with the balloon, the Lava Loon deck that he played. He switched his deck to this Hog Rider deck here. And yeah, that's basically what we see here on the profile. Awesome. That's our winner today. And I'm gonna leave back to my clan. True, Gabi is awesome. Yes, sure. Amazing. Somebody requested. Can I request too? Maybe somebody donates. Then I'm gonna leave the clan. Yeah, you see it's over. I can't even scroll up and show you matches. So guys, that's it for today. Is GabiRO a girl? Is Gabi a girl? I don't know. In German, Gabi is a female name. But I don't know. It can also be something else. In Spanish or whatever. It can also be a boy in Spanish. I don't know. I can't tell. maybe that's one of those questions we cannot answer. But Gabi, definitely, he would be able to answer it. And I'm gonna show you this last one battle here, so that you're not bored to death. This is the last battle we've seen here. And remember, over there at 15,000 subs, we'll have a 10,000 gems tournament on my channel. Sounds like a girl's name, Gabi. I don't know, for Germans it sounds like a girl's name, but I don't know. I don't know. So one of my highlights for today definitely is the Ramham was in the house. And the Ramham subscribed or followed on Twitch. That's amazing. Guys, I'm always streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so don't worry. And if chat activity is low on Twitch, that may be because we're also streaming on YouTube. So a lot of people actually chatting on YouTube. Actually more people chatting on YouTube, but actually today the chat has been kind of quiet. So let me give you my highlights of the day. First highlight, I was able to bring you the awesome Crown Championship Global Series Europe bracket tournament with this amazing gameplay. Highlight number 2, the Ramham was here and followed on Twitch. Highlight number 3, or it should be number 1, you guys, the awesome viewers that were here. I love you guys. It was amazing that you guys are here and watching and enjoying. Amazing. And highlight number 3, Gabi here with this awesome surprise victory with Lava Loon. That's our highlight number 4. Do we need a highlight number 5? No, it's weekend. That's highlight number 5. I hope to bring you more awesome Clash Royale content from the source. Very amazing, and it's actually really cool if you can ask one of them during the stream a question. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Very cool. Heathcliff, only a Twitcher. That's okay. That's okay. I think I missed that point where I only streamed on Twitch or only streamed on YouTube. We would have more viewers, of course, you know, because then you're in the higher ranks. Especially ranking on YouTube doesn't work. But on Twitch, the guy with most viewers is always on top. So we definitely would be bigger if you only streamed on Twitch. But yeah, I like YouTube. And that was it. That was the victory. Now guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this awesome Crown Championship live stream, and I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope to make another tournament next time. Thanks guys, and have an awesome weekend everyone. Bye bye.
Jack it up.